There's plenty of time to treat yourself to something good to eat at our refreshment center.
Alright, I think it's adding people.
Tell me when.
You're good. You're good.
It's been nearly 20 in the making. It is the Custom Underground Season 1 finale. I am the real chosen one. That's the Mad Reaper. And on the phone, we have Showstopper Customs finally. Yay!
Finally, huh? So, you guys, this is, we're recording live. We're recording the recording of it. So, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and prop up everything. Here's my desk so you guys can see it. You can go ahead and put it down over here.
Look back all those moments, looking back at 20 weeks in the making. I'm sad the season 1's ending, proud of what we've accomplished, anxious to get this info out to the people that we have today, and excited for the future.
Yeah, for sure. Same here. This is episode, what is it? Episode 18, I think, right?
17.
Is it episode?
I believe.
Okay, here we go. It's episode 17, right? Okay, this is our finale. We're live. We got Showstopper on the phone. We're live. Pat's live on Facebook. I'm live here on Instagram. So we're gonna go ahead and get rolling with this. Yeah.
All right. Big announcement. I promised that I had special news for the NWF, and we're breaking this news. We have picked out the Gift of the Gods trophy.
Yeah, go ahead and show that.
Right. There we go. That is it in all of its beauty. First of all, I thought of getting something really silly. We had a trophy with a squirrel that said, "You stink." I thought that would have been funny. There's the custom toilet bowl. But ultimately, I wanted it to have the logo, which it does, because it's a beautiful logo. Thank you, Mad Reaper, for that. And also, I wanted to live up to...
I just ripped it off from Lucha Underground, so I don't get...
What's that?
I said I just ripped it off from Lucha Underground, so I don't get too much credit.
And I like it because the stars, to me, remind me of the tokens of the Lucha Underground belt.
What's up, Zach? What's up? Yeah, I like it a lot, too. This is...
Yep. What do you guys think of this great, awesome, big trophy?
Yeah, so the NWF's going to be getting that trophy. I got my little phone holder thingy out here, so this is cool. You guys can see how messy my desk is, or how cool it is.
I want one.
Yeah, hey, Joey needs
one. Get
one.
I offered to send you one.
I want to earn it.
Yes, but then we would lose a great judge.
Season 2, there's going to be a coach face-off. I'm going to judge between the real Chosen One and Showstopper Customs, a head-to-head battle between making a custom of Pat himself. There we go.
Sure.
He's got the reference material, being as it is his own face, but, you know, now Pat's face has been plastered over 17 episodes, so here we are. We like it. We just got it right over here on Instagram. Buddy Zach's joining us, so big shout out to Nick Manawa. He's kind of our producer on the back end for podcast side of it, putting us on Apple. So we got a couple of things here we need to cover. Pat covered the trophy for the NWF, and other than that, we did a one-off, our first one-off. What is it, Tetsuya Natao? How do you say that? I'm not even.
NATO.
NATO. Okay.
Night. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, we got him here, and this contest was between King of Figs and Maverick Man. So this was this was our one-off. The NWF came to us and was like, "Hey guys, these two guys here want to face each other," and we're like, "All right, yeah, let's do it. What's up, Neptune Figs?" So here we go. My scores for King. We'll go ahead
And briefly, if anyone else wants to call anybody else out, contact us. We'll do it. We love one-offs.
yeah, we love challenges. That's what we're all about here. So my scores you can see here for King of Figs. He was the one on the left. I don't have the picture pulled up, so that's unfortunate. You guys can see it on our Instagram page. It is both of them. My scores use the same scorecard as we always do. Overall presentation, I did a 7. Painting skills at a 7. There we go. Likeness originality 6. Complexity 6. Workmanship 6 for a total of 32. His painting I thought was a little sloppy, not in a bad way. Not in like an insulting way. It was still a really good custom, really solid. He took a different approach. He had the mask. But it just was a little sloppy or a little rough around the edges for me. So go ahead, Pat. You want to talk about your scores?
Sure. I thought the mask was a nice touch, as you said. I was iffy on the new drop to begin with, but I ended up liking it. I wish there would have been a little bit more contrast, maybe a little bit with it. And you can never really truly get a good hair tone with one color.
Yeah.
You've talked about that before, so mix in a little highlights, things like that. But really quickly, I gave King 7 in overall presentation, 6 on painting skills, 9 on likeness, 9 on complexity, 6 on workmanship, for a total of 37.
37. Neptune Fig says the knee pad was kind of blocky. Yeah, I mean, that was really... We got pretty comparable scores there. I think you might have thought it looked a little more like him than I did, and you're probably more accurate because I didn't quite have as much reference material. But Showstopper, you want to give us what you thought about King of Figs?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, I can't see my scorecard because it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone. So, but I remember giving him a total of 38.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Very nice.
I can't remember what score I gave on each stat, like workmanship and all of that. But I gave him a total of 38. That I remember. And for his work, I gotta commend his idea of using the mask. It's both crafty, since that wrestler, that's so hard to find a scan to use for him.
Yeah.
So that idea of giving him the mask is actually quite genius.
Big props from Showstopper. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, it on the opposite end of it.
Always the butt.
Not a big butt, really. But there's an art, or I put premium on customs where the customizer gets to find the right piece, especially for the face, the head. So that's it's half of it is genius, and half of it
is a little
part
bit
of me wants to see a face. So yeah,
that's fair. I mean, I completely agree. I think what was your strong point for it besides the head scan? What did you think about the painting, or any tips for King of Figs?
Okay, so painting, always top priority of mine. I agree with you. Painting's kind of I guess I'll just use your term, sloppy. It isn't the prettiest I've seen, but there's a lot of improvement that can be done. That's what I can say. The colors themselves, I believe they're correct. The red is the same red that the wrestler uses. Well, the black is black. Also, the hair. I agree with the hair. It could have been two toned or some highlights, and not just yellow like that.
That's very true. I agree. Biondo just joined us. Thank you, Zach. All right.
Also, for everyone that's going to be in future seasons, head sculpts that you customize or you modify or you make yourself always score big with Mad Reaper and Showstopper. So any way that you do that, it's going to help you out in the long run.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you want to see some good hair techniques, check out Showstopper's latest Ultimate Warrior. I think, man, the hair on that's perfect. Like, that's like, for that era Ultimate Warrior, you guys got to get some of that depth in there. And you know, like, I know there's deadlines. King of Figs and Maverick Man had, like, in, a month, I think? So I understand that he's a tough custom. Speaking of which, for Maverick, there's my scorecard for Maverick. I gave 8s for overall presentation, 8 for painting skills, 7 for likeness originality, and 7 for complexity, and 7 for workmanship. What's up, WWE Nerd? We got a couple buddies joining us on Instagram. This is for the one-off. Maverick, you did a great job. I did approve of the use of decals. I thought it looked great on the back. It's always tough because you have, you know, a sloppier, maybe hand-painted decal or logo, and then a cleaner computer-generated decal. But it's one of those things where I've always preached about it. I think Showstopper feels similar. It's the end product that matters. So as long as you have a clean custom at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? There's no pride in, I guess, having all hand-painted custom if he looks sloppy, which is why I redid my Alistair Black. But, guys, so he got a 37 out of 50 from me.
Wait, say that again?
I said he just got a 37 out of 50 for me.
And what did King get?
30, I can't remember. Lower. I have Maverick winning.
So Maverick
32,
is
I think.
Okay.
32. I think 32.
Well, you know, Maverick broke one of my cardinal sins, and you knew it was going to cost him. He used torsos that were of different colors, and that drives me nuts. So, but I did think that the logos, all the design, I thought he did a really good job on. And I'm with you. There's no point in painting it if it's not going to be perfect. If you're better with decals, use decals. If you're, you know, BEW and you want to paint it yourself, go ahead. But, you know, whatever works for you, I believe, is best. Play to your strengths. So I gave Maverick a 6 in overall presentation, 8 in painting skills, 7 in likeness and originality, 8 in complexity, and 6 in workmanship for a total of 35.
Oh, so Maverick
1-1.
Maverick won on your score too. Oh, 1-1. So King of Figs won. Wow. So Showstopper.
For the tiebreaker.
All right. Okay. Well, once again, I don't have the specifics of my scores, but I remember his score. I gave him a 40.
Oh,
nice.
There we go. Very nice. So it's what was something you really liked about that custom?
Well, it was clean. Well, between the two, that is a clean custom.
What did you think of the head scan?
That's a David Otunga head scan, right?
Oh, I think it might be. Yeah, I guess I didn't really double check that. Guys, if you're watching on Instagram,
it's also what I'm gonna be using on mine. I have Naito lined up somewhere in January, I think.
Oh, nice.
And I'm gonna be using the same head.
Yeah, I thought that head looked really well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The hair, the sculpt on the hair, it's understandable that it looks that way because the real wrestler really has unruly hair like that. But to me, the sculpt is kind of thick. It could have been a little more thinner overall, but it's a nice touch. It's really I think, I believe that getting that hair, that actual style of hair that the wrestler has, is a tough one to do. So props to Maverick on attempting that.
Wow, so that's great praise, and that puts Maverick. You
Yeah.
got Maverick winning, right? So Maverick ended up winning our one-off. Congrats to the first challenge. We'll also announce that on our Instagram, but you guys heard it here first. If you guys are joining, we got CAW over here. What's up, brother? Clean House, Neptune, Zach. Thanks, bros.
You say Biondo's on there?
Yeah, CAW's
Hey,
on
Biondo.
here, buddy.
Thanks
From
for not
Mexico.
coming on my feed. Appreciate that.
Biondo, Falcon.
You know.
Cool to see everyone on here. Mexican wrestler customs I love Mexican wrestlers. I have one from Only Bone Dust here. This is La Parca. But yeah, so
Shut
that
off, man.
was the results from our first one-off.
Do you have the little
and,
Parker in front of you?
What?
Do you have the little Parker right there?
Yes, sir.
Show it off, man. Show it off.
That is
That is
from
nice.
Lonely Bone Dust.
Only Bone Dust.
Kind of
Yeah.
mad you stole that one away from me.
If you guys remember my comments on one of the earlier ones, I was like, hey, if you ever want to get rid of it, let me know, because I like that figure. And I'm doing a commemorative kind of display for this first season, which leads me to our next point.
He has one of these to display it with.
We got our trophies, and you know, we can't emphasize enough the support that you've all given us. I gotta especially also thank Showstopper. You've been a great help along this way. I know when I approached you about this
He's got
idea,
some crazy ideas, just like us.
it probably sounded crazy. when I first approached Pat about this idea, it sounded crazy. But you know, like, I wanted a tournament that was like a show. So, with that being said,
Tournament like a show, and we wanted to build a community, and without you guys, that would not have been possible. Both you, the fans, and everyone that was in this, and Nick Manoa and Showstopper. So
absolutely.
we have
So we got
season
two things here. I'm going to show a little recap, as you put it, that I threw together here earlier today, displaying all the figures from our first season, and then we will break some news regarding Season 2. I'll get back to you guys' questions on here. I got a bunch of figures, custom figures. I do have a Pentagon Junior. I've made tons of Pentagon Juniors, but here you guys go. This is going to be the video, so check it out.
cool.
Can you see it?
I can see, yes.
Okay, so you guys, I'm going to have you see this on YouTube there, Showstopper, but you guys on Instagram, here we go. This is live. This is kind of a debut. I just threw this together earlier today, so we're going to play it. If it plays. There we go.
And now, on with the show.
How self to feel so free.
Custom Underground. Love it. Great video. Will return.
There you guys go. You guys seen it.
Someone
Threw
did not
that
announce
together.
a date.
Yeah, a date too. So you guys seen it there. I just threw that together. Commemorating all of our great customs from our
Saw them on
first
3 screens at once.
from our first season. We've come a long way. Thank you guys, all the customizers. With that being said, we got a couple ideas in store for you. Thank you. I like the thumbs up. There we go. So, Season 2A, we're splitting these up. That was Pat's idea in terms of having a 2A and 2B. 2A is going to be a professional only.
16-man.
16-man professional battle. Now, hopefully, we've got enough of a base following here that we can have enough 16 professionals compete. Otherwise, you guys are going to have to make Showstopper compete for King of the Hill, and you guys are going to have to beat him or something. But
Or have a Mexican luchador signed up. So
yeah. We got CAW coming. We're really excited. We got huge news for 2A, but even more so 2B. After we recorded one day, we were kind of talking and discussing some ideas like, well, how could we do an amateur one? It was unfortunate we had a couple pullouts, non-completes in the amateurs, and that's something you can never really fully mitigate. You know, you're going to always have that. So with us, what we did was, I'm going to take off my screen sharing. I just realized that. Okay.
and really, it was kind of unfair to our professionals because they were competing and people were no-showing and doing things like that. So, and life happens. We understand that. We're not negating our amateurs that did that, but we felt that the professionals should have their own showcase.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So we discussed what would be the best proper platform for 2B, and that is going to be a coach versus coach type of thing. I kind of came up with the idea.
UFC.
Yeah, from UFC Ultimate Fighter. I'm a big fight fan, and so they always have 2 coaches pick their teams and face off their teams against each other. And we thought this would be a perfect platform to have 2 veterans or 2 legend customizers kind of mentoring a team of amateurs while they compete head-to-head.
I want to say who they are. All right.
There we go.
This is it. This is big news, guys. Judge number 1, the Great Biondo.
Biondo is coming back,
Number
judging a team.
2,
Nice.
champion season 2A, Rocket Jabroni has agreed to come on and judge and draft, and we couldn't have 2 better coaches, and I'm very, very excited about that.
Yeah, this was their very first matchup from the round 1 of this tournament. Rocket Jabroni versus Biondo. We knew one of these legends was going to knock out the other, and it was a head-to-head battle. And
insane in round 1 that should have been finals. So,
yeah, now
really
they'll get
briefly,
to...
just to elaborate on this. So basically, Biondo will pick one person, Rocket Jabroni will pick one person from their team that they think will match up really well, and the winner will pick the theme. So week 1 will pick, but otherwise the winner will pick the theme, and they'll go to head-to-head each week. And then next week, a different opponent, different. So
Yeah, no,
It's
absolutely.
going down.
It's going down for sure. We got the ability for Rocky Jabroni and Viano to be able to pass down their knowledge to their team. I think is going to be instrumental because it'd be like me being able to send a picture to a coach, and if someone sent a picture to me or Showstopper being like, hey, what do I need to do better at this, or I'm stuck on this part, what can we do? And we can go ahead and say, use this hairpiece or use this. Rocket Jabroni and Beyond are going to be able to do that. They won't have to be quite as involved as if they were personally competing, but they'll be able to be as involved as really helping to up the level of the amateurs game. And that's why we created
And I think that's the important part, is that we really wanted to do something that would help the amateurs to increase their talent, to get better each week. I think we had a lot of the ones that participated in our amateurs got better. Ian was, from 1 to 2 was amazing, the difference. And I think someone like that would really benefit from a coach. And that's why we want to do that for them. And I think it's going to be great. I mean, who better to learn from than Rocket Jabroni and Biondo?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so that
Right.
is our news for Season 2B, and we're dropping that here live, so you guys heard it first.
And also, Showstopper is going to judge both of them. Woo!
Yep, of course we'll be remaining
My
as
pleasure.
the kind of the three-headed dragon here of me, Pat, and Showstopper. It's been a pleasure judging alongside these two, and it's been always fun seeing where we all grade things, and we're really happy to have him back, and we're looking forward to the future. I mean, Showstopper, you got any comments or any reflections on this past season?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Hats off to everyone that participated. Doing customs isn't that easy, no matter if you're a pro or an amateur. Once you put your brush onto plastic, it's a different level altogether. So hats off to all you guys who participated.
That's
And
very true.
to season 2, I can't wait to see it start. So when is it gonna be? Let's do it tomorrow.
We're aiming for January 20th. So if you guys are interested in competing, send us an application, or why you guys want to compete, your years, same old. We'll post that, and hopefully we can get this thing filled up. So hopefully we can start towards the end of January. That would be the goal. That's the goal so far. So we'll see. I mean, I hope that we'll have more interest.
January 20th, we're going to have nothing to talk about, and that will be embarrassing.
Yeah, so we're really excited. We're happy to have Showstopper on board. I think it really works out because we all kind of have different views. I think we're really well-rounded that way. So that being said,
Showstopper is going to come up with some stuff to really challenge you. He's good at that. He'll be like, oh, I think we should do this, or I think we should do that. So he's got lots of good ideas.
Don't
so.
believe him, guys. Don't believe him.
Season 2A.
I won't be the cause of your troubles. No.
Season 2A, Mad Reaper, I, and Showstopper will come up with some good stuff to shake it up, as always, because we don't want you to be too complacent.
So, Pro, let's answer some questions here we got from the feed real quick
right.
before we jump into the final. We got a question here from Curl Joseph that says, do you think any Japan wrestler figure arts are going to release, or are the customs? I'm not exactly sure. I think maybe using figure arts as a base, I think would be really cool for a custom figure. I know I just redid my Aleister Black, and I really wish that he could sit cross-legged. Mattel can't. So it'd be cool to use some of those figures as bases, but I don't know as far as if any company is going to go ahead and pick up the licensing for New Japan. That would be really cool, though. I know.
That would be very cool.
I think Marty the Villain's got a figure from like RevTech or something that just came out.
Yeah, a couple of them have that from
Figures
the
Toy
Sup
Company.
Wrestling Superstore.
Yeah.
But they're really cheaply made and they're really bad. Figure arts would be so much better. All those things are junk. I'm not kidding around. Like, I got mine. The paint was already chipping. The parts were super loose. I wouldn't buy it again.
Yeah, it's like they use the old Jack's Ruthless Aggression molds. It looks like.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
We'll see. We got another one here. CAW. He is the first contestant of the second season. We're really excited. Got a great customizer from Mexico coming back. Coming for the first time. So we're really excited to have him here. Let's hopefully have some more of our British friends come. The NWF would be cool to have him back over here. We got another question.
I want to be worldwide.
Yeah, we want to be worldwide. We got another question here from Zach Gideon. What do you think about Clash of the Champions this weekend? Thoughts?
There's some good matchups. I'm looking forward to it. Some championships, and I forget the card off the top of my head, but...
Well, it's Jinder versus AJ. It's SmackDown.
Jinder versus AJ, and Sami Zayn's and Kevin Owens' careers on the line, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think... I'm not sure about that match.
And Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is starting to go heel, so that's interesting storyline.
It's tough. I mean, I can never really get too excited about SmackDown. I think it makes sense that they took the belt off Jinder, given the his lackadaisical improvement, but he was a good heel. I think he started coming around. I think they're doing Shinsuke and Orton as a team, which is really weird to me. Doesn't really make sense. But
they just kind of put that together. That's poor writing.
I guess if it works,
it's like we don't have anything for Shinsuke to do, so let's just throw him in this match with Randy Orton against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
So I guess I'm kind of looking forward to it. I guess I'm more of a Raw guy. I just got tickets for Elimination Chamber today too, so we going down there in Vegas. That's like my second home, so I'm excited. Other than that, I don't know. Clash of the Champions, I can kind of take it or leave it. We'll answer another question here before we get to our final scorecards. We got one that says, from Kid Famous 06, what is personally your most favorite custom figure that you've made? I'm going to pawn this one off to Showstopper real quick. And if you guys got another question for Showstopper, we got him on the line here, so shoot away. But Showstopper, what is your personal favorite custom that you've made?
Oh, man. I've been asked that a lot of times, and I have a definite answer. So I don't know.
My favorite's your Velveteen Dream.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's so tough.
I don't know.
But then I could say that about every time you come out with a new figure. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite. And then you come out with another one. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite. So God doesn't make a bad custom.
I don't have a single favorite. I really can't decide which one I like the most among all that I've made. But two of them stand out. I think because of the difficulty that I endured making them. And it's the angle that I made and Karma. Those two gave me such a challenge, and it's burned into my mind. I can still hear me screaming in my head how hard it was. So yeah, I guess those two.
That's awesome. What was the it's kind of the hardest for you? Those two were the most challenging.
Each one of them is challenging, but I don't know if it's funny, but the most challenging isn't from one particular custom that I've made. It's the most challenging for me is when I paint white and red together. For some reason, it's so hard. The red, when you hold the custom, you paint red, right? And then you paint white. For some reason, the red will kind of stain the white, and you gotta do it all over again.
Oh, man.
Let me tell you, white and red, man, that's the hardest for me.
I love that. I mean, speaking of which, I know you probably can't see it, but I'll be posting pictures later tonight. I just finished this Shawn Michaels. It's one of my favorite attires. All white with the black zebra stripes and the red outlined hearts with the micro black outline inside with the silver inside. This custom was super challenging. I'll give you guys.
I'm plugging my stuff.
But I agree. I mean, red is one of those colors. It's like mixing a color with black. Like you if you use too much, not even if you use too much, but it's just one of those colors that leaches on everything else. So like with red, it just dyes everything else. And if I go out of the lines, I'm like, shit, now I got a pink stain here. I either need to make this heart more red or whiter or less. But it's unfortunate because those two are two of my favorite colors. And I'm doing Ultimate Warrior, the comic book version. That's the same color scheme. So I'm a huge fan of those colors, but I couldn't agree more. They are so tough. We actually got a couple other questions, comments. Another person said that Velveteen Dream was amazing. That's Kid Famous.
Thank you.
I agree. That is an amazing Velveteen. I want to do a Velveteen now, too, because I want to do the War Games one. Then we got another one here that says, Showstopper, who is your most favorite customer? I don't think he'd want to answer that. They're all his favorites.
It's me.
I refuse to answer that.
There we go.
That's the proper answer. All of them.
Oh, let's see. Do you ever think of doing stop motion wrestling matches with customs? I don't really like to play with any of my figures. I don't do any of that. It's crazy. Like, I collect a couple wrestling figures. I like to do my customs, but then my main collection is my 6-scale Hot Toys figures. I'm a big 6-scale guy. I have 2 display cabinets outside that is full of them. So yeah. We got another one.
Really play with mine either. I pose them a lot, in different things, but yeah, I'm not a big boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
I mean, those guys that can do stop motion, more credit to them. That's amazing, and that's really cool. But
I agree.
Out there.
I agree.
I just can't. I can't do it. I don't have that patience.
I was just about to say patience. Yeah. I think I move slightly. Yeah.
Here's another one that says, you guys hear? Did you guys hear that Rockstar Spud? He's going to 205 Live, and so is Hideo Itami. I feel like a day or Tommy should be on the main roster instead of 205 Live. It's just going to kill his career.
First of all, I'd like to say from the very beginning, they've botched everything that has to do with Hideo Itami.
Yeah.
They've botched everything. I mean, he's never had a fair shot at really, being the guy or really in any good angles, and that's partly because he got injured, which is on him, but when he came back, they just, had him here, had him there. I think they've done horrible things with that character. I think it would be good for him to be on 205 Live if he can also appear on the main roster at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could definitely up 205 Live.
205 Live is a sinking ship, and they need to get some big names there.
It's just, I mean, yeah, absolutely. The big reason it is, too, is because no one cares about the matches. And I think it's tough because you don't have the star power that really, will raise that level of interest. I can say, though, I've studied all these Alistair matches doing these paint jobs. My latest one is a War Games one. Just finished him yesterday. And I could say Velveteen, the Adam Cole one yesterday, those were all great matches. But man, the most technically sound one was with that Hideo. That was such a great match. So solid, so stiff, and so perfect. I mean, and that's mainly just because of that ending to the Velveteen match. I was like, oh, you guys were doing so good. And then how did he get tangled up in that rope? That makes no sense. Why? Why did you ruin a perfect match? Yeah, it didn't even make... That spot wasn't worth it either. Like, I don't know. But other than that, what a phenomenal match. Velveteen is amazing. I'm a big fan of both those guys. But I hope they use Itami right. And then Alistair better sure as hell go to the main roster, because I'll be very upset if he goes to 205 Live. I think if anything, his match with Adam Cole proved that he could hang with the big boys, and that he's bigger than Finn, like muscle size wise. So I don't see why he can't go on there. And he's done nothing but great matches. I hope he has a...
Don't even get me started on Finn. They misused him too. The way they've used him is horrible.
So
what we got?
Yeah, let's. We got another one here that says, "Did you guys ever collect the TNA Jack Pacific figures?"
Yeah,
I did
absolutely.
not, but Pat did. Showstopper. Which ones do you
Jeff
collect?
Jarrett fan, so when they had Jeff Jarrett figures out, boom. I have I have a couple signs. Yeah, so that's good. Father Mitchell, I met him at karaoke. He signed my figure, so that was cool.
Who was that?
Father Mitchell.
James
Mitchell.
Yeah, nice. I like him.
He was doing karaoke. It was really kind of weird, but
I was gonna be. He's a big karaoke guy. Yeah, if I was gonna be a professional wrestler, I would have him be my manager. I don't see why he's not being used more, because he should be. He's a great manager.
Yeah, he is. I really like his work.
So, that being said, let's get on to the main event, the finale. Here we go. We're going to crown our first champion. We got Rocket Jabroni taking on the NWF in a head-to-head match.
And both guys brought this. They brought their A game. There are no losers. Well, one person's getting $300 and one's not.
Yeah. One's getting $300. Thank you to a mystery donor and Showstopper who both raised the pot. And, Biano has chimed in with a good idea, though. James Mitchell with Aleister Black. I would love that. That'd be so
That
cool.
is a great idea.
That was a great idea.
Okay.
I'd love that. But, yeah, so we got here we go. Our scorecards. Pat, you want to kick us off?
Where are we going first? Rock or we
The
going
NWF.
with...
We'll give Rock and Jabroni the professional courtesy since he's... The NWF, I gotta say this. The NWF, though, congrats, brother. Like, you kicked ass. You fought tooth and nail to get here. You had to go up against Dogcrack. Dogcrack's another one of our legends. Man, just tough matchups right out of the gate. And the NWF proved that he deserved a spot here in this main matchup. And we knew eventually it'd be Rocky Jabroni and the NWF facing off one day, this tournament or the next. And so just wanted to shout out the NWF. Big props for joining, coming in here. Go ahead, Pat. Sorry.
I agree.
I think WF had the tougher challenge because he had to go up against your Gangrel. So I waited till today to judge it because I didn't want that to play a factor. Let your Gangrel sit for a while, and I thought you did a really good job. I really didn't think the cloth shirt would work, but it did.
It did.
That was a nice touch. The blood, the necklace, the boots, all well done. You should be very proud. I gave 9 on overall presentation, 10 on painting skills, 9 on likeness originality, 7 on complexity. It wasn't as complex as some of the others, and 9 on workmanship for a total of 45. Well done. I think it was an excellent custom, and it will look great in someone's home if you choose to sell it.
I think he is selling it, actually. We should plug that. It's actually on eBay now, I believe, he said.
Yeah.
So if you guys want it, go check it out. It's a huge figure. I'll go ahead and let Showstopper give his thoughts on Gangrel, what he liked, what he didn't like, before I go ahead and show mine. Because I do have something to say about me making one beforehand. That was not intentional, and I felt like an asshole for it. So, Showstopper?
All right. Again, I don't have my specs, but I gave Gangrel a total of 46.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
It's a clean custom. I really like it. Especially those boots. I love those.
Oh, those boots are amazing.
Yeah. I also like the head choice. I wouldn't have thought of that. Just a minor critique of it. That head, because of that choice, it's kind of big, or I don't know, fat or something. Not really big on Mattel fig, but it isn't as, how can you say it, as contour as it should be for Gangrel. But then again, it's a very, very excellent choice. Clean custom, paint apps done nicely. The blood was nice. The logo on the side of the tights done well. So yeah, 46.
Wow.
Yeah. I would like to say that this is our first season, and as we go on in the season, we've learned lots of things. And had this been season 2, we probably would have learned from our mistake and probably would have asked them to pick a different character. So that's what you learn. It's a tournament. We're new at this. We're doing our best, but these are things you learn as you go along.
Yeah, I think absolutely. And to add to that, the when it comes to creativity here, we are limited to the character that he got assigned, for lack of a better word. And so the NWF really had an uphill battle here because he had a character where his shirt hides about 50% of the whole figure. So it's tough because I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted to do a Gangrel figure as his final piece. And he really kind of got the short end of the stick with that. I believe that was Lonely Bone Dust's suggestion.
He got the short end of the stick, too, because Rocket Jabroni's figure played to his strengths.
That's very true.
Now, if he had a tough time making that, it didn't show. It didn't show.
That is a huge compliment because he did make that look very flawless, actually. I can't help but think, what would we be looking at if the NWF, if it would have just been him and Rocky Jabroni, and they would have picked each other's, because essentially that would have meant that the NWF was going to do Aleister Black. And how would an Aleister Black figure turned out from the NWF? To me, that would make it so much more, that would have been an amazing match, really.
Also, I think it's very cool how two people can look like with our one-off. Two people can look at the same person and do things different.
Yeah.
Like not the same version, not the same. I think that's really cool about looking at customs, and I think he would have done an excellent Elks or Blacks, and I think that he brought it with Gangrel, and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, so with the NWF, I got my scores here. I gave him a 49. Really, overall presentation, I thought was a 10. I loved the Gangrel. Finding a gauntlet is what I did. I didn't knock off anything because that's so hard to find, that little piece. Painting skills I thought was amazing. And I kind of even rolled in the sewing into the workmanship, but the sewing, man, I gotta say, what a job on the shirt. The NWF...
He made the shirt?
Yeah, he made that himself.
Wow. I also like the necklace. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, what an amazing shirt with the ruffles. I know I even talked to Gareth before I did my Gangrel and was like, hey, could we do a ruffle shirt? And he's like, man, that's gonna be tough. So I was like, I'll sculpt it. But nonetheless, I gotta say too, with exactly what Showstopper said, those boots are amazing. I will admittedly say that I copped out on picking my boots because I was like, I'm not going to sculpt those big-ass things because Gangrel had some badass boots, and that was not easy to switch out for anything. Later on, he had a more simpler boot, kind of like what I ended up going with my Undertaker on mine. But, man, the NWF killed his boots. Those were great. Those were perfect. Even the flames on the boots were so well executed. I love that base of the Nasty Boys boots with the chain. I wish we could utilize that boot more because it is such a cool mold. But nonetheless, the decals on the tights were flawless. The blood was epic, so flawless too. I can't say anything bad about this custom other than just a likeness and originality. And with that, even, I gotta say that his looks more like the actual character of Gangrel than mine did. So, that's something that Pat really said earlier to make me feel better, I think, but it actually makes sense, is that you never know, like, I can't feel bad about doing my Gangrel because the NWF went ahead and killed it, and that's absolutely props to him. I love it.
And it's on eBay, so search it out, find it, bid, buy.
Yeah, so we got the NWF 49 out of 50. This figure was so near perfect. I just, in any other round it would have had a 50, but to me, the Gangrel's got such a tough head to get because his head is so, and I say this with the most kindness, that it's so disproportionate, like to his body. And he's got one of those necks that is like a tree trunk. Like he's just built huge. So, Pat?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said.
Rocket
All right, let's move on to Rocket Jabroni with Eric Young. Someone was just asking about this on our Custom Underground Instagram page, asking how to make it, and I referred him to Rocket Jabroni, so hopefully he can help him out. I love the boots. The accessories were great, and I really, really like that head choice. It screams Eric Young, so I just gave him perfect score.
Wow.
Nice.
Very well worth it.
Oh, he earned it, definitely.
Showstopper?
All right. I gave it a total of 49.
Ooh.
When I heard that Eric Young is going to be made, the only thing that came to my mind are those boots. I've always wanted to see someone take on that style of boots. I've been waiting for someone to order that from me because I really want the challenge of doing those boots. But seeing how Rock made them, I ain't gonna take any orders for that anymore.
I was just gonna say, hit up Showstopper for Eric Young figure.
Those are amazing boots, man. How they were made, the idea behind it. Personally, I would have, or thinking about it, if I will make those, I would have sculpted them But how Raka made them, it's ingenious. I love it. Um, then there's the head choice, which is also really, really good. I agree that it does scream Eric Young. And what else? The details, the trunk details, the trunks, the details on it, the jacket itself, the tattoos.
Man, yeah.
Perfect. The only reason I gave it 1 point less of a perfect score is probably just probably nitpicking. It's probably the choice of the vest that was used. But other than that, that's really a small detail. That Eric Young, man, I ain't gonna be making any of those anymore.
Really quickly, go to Rock of Jabroni. Is it Rock of Jabroni Customs?
Yep.
Go to his Instagram page
_
and look at the picture of the tattoos and how he laid it out. If you're looking to do tattoos, that's a good start to look at that picture. He lays it out. He talked about it here on the show. So that's the person you want to look at for that.
Yeah, last episode. And, you know, I got to say, these guys, all you guys are as much of an inspiration to me as I don't want to say I'm an inspiration to you, but I get a lot of pictures of a lot of denim shorts. So I hope you guys are kicking ass with those. But I redid my Alistair Black tattoo because of how badass Raka Jabroni pulled out his tattoo on Eric Young. And before I show my scorecard, I just gotta say this was such a tough contest. And for me, I gotta say I was proven wrong when I didn't ever peg Raka Jabroni to lose, but I remember having this conversation. Me and Pat, and then Showstopper talked about it with each other afterwards too. And that was, I always thought Raka Jabroni's style was so clean that it was like Showstoppers. Like you can't tell which one is made by Mattel and which one's not. And we kind of talked about these two different kinds of styles where you tend to fall into factory made or like a grittier style. And I said that I was grittier, like Dog Crack. I feel like I could see the grit inside this Eric Young, and I couldn't have been happier with how this figure turned out, because this figure spoke to me on so many levels. And out of those names that were chosen, I mean, I'm biased because I've made Alistair and Gangrel, but I was both not as excited to see Eric Young because I don't really care for him, but I also thought he might have been the easiest one. And after I talked to Showstopper, I know that he was actually going to be one of the hardest ones. And actually, that's where the whole concern of the boots came from, because Showstopper pointed that out. But with that being said,
the tattoos are just perfect. I mean,
absolutely. And with that being said, I gave him a perfect score. I just could not find anything wrong with this figure.
Congratulations, Raka Jabroni. You are the ultimate champion.
Congratulations, man.
Congratulations, brother. Yeah, and so with that being said,
I just want to reiterate really quickly, this has been 20 almost weeks in the making. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you for everyone who signed up. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you to the Mad Reaper being an awesome co-host. Thank you for Showstopper being an awesome judge. And thank you for Nick Manoa for getting us on iTunes and all those great places.
I want to say thank you to Pat. We've been a great dynamic duo from the first point we hit this off. We kind of jumped off the deep end, not knowing what we were getting into. But you know, next thing he told me he ordered 15 trophies, and I'm like, well, we're doing this then, and we did it. We did it. And Showstopper, thanks, brother,
now
for
we're
joining
trophies.
us. Yeah, now on to the next season. But here, you guys heard it first. Raka Jabroni's our champion. Congrats, Raka. You earned it. You man, flawless victory. Yeah, all the way to the top. So I think he said he's going to be stepping off for next season. Because he's got a newborn. Congrats on the newborn.
Congrats.
Showstopper said congrats too. So you know, like
we'll be back for season 2B to be a coach.
The title is going to be vacant going into season 2 for the professionals. So we will crown a new champion. We can say that here. And so the NWF, don't be discouraged, brother. You kicked ass. title's yours to lose, you know, really.
And I just want to say, and I'm not going to announce it right now, we have a special surprise for the season 2 winner.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
And yeah, we'll see you guys in 2018. It's been an awesome way to wrap up 2017. 2018 is going to be our year. We got a couple. We got more than a couple. We got a lot of surprises in store. And from the beginning customizer to the veteran.
New Year, Hanukkah.
Remember, I just seen this quote the other day, and I think it's worth repeating. The master has failed more times than the beginner's ever tried. So, me or Joey didn't get as good as we did overnight. You guys know that. Rocket Roni knows that. Biondo, we all worked at it. So if you're starting and you're wondering picking up customs, make that your damn New Year's resolution. January 1st, start making customs, and then we'll be here to guide you along the entire process. So. And
also, check out Falcon, our good buddy Falcon Customs. He's got some great videos if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
He's got one about the extending the AJ hair, a couple things like that. He's put out some really good videos. He's kicking butt, so check him out on YouTube.
Yeah, go subscribe. Go subscribe to him because he's growing his channel and he's putting out content every day. So that Raven hair one was awesome, and go check it out, you guys. So we'll see you guys next year. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for making us great.
Thanks for joining us, Showstopper.
My pleasure.
Talk to you guys later.
Custom Underground.